As we get to this portion of preseason, I know guys get another opportunity tonight, but you've always talked about the final three, like have it closer to your roster. Is this, when the stakes get a little greater for some guys?
Yeah, I think probably if just our team right now would be the tryout guys on PTOs. We're still, just because of the backlog of games we've had, still been, basically we're going half lineups. Where the last three will be moving more into what our team could look like.
How have you seen Sonny Milano's progression over the past few days?
See. It's just what I said. I mean, he's going to take advantage of his ice time. I mean, bottom line is maximize your skill set. So if he's only at a 75%, then that's not going to happen.
When you're evaluating PTOs, like how much comes from how they practice versus how they play in the preseason games?
All of that. How conditioning come into account, first off. If it's possible, they could mesh or fit in. Practice habits. Attitude and performance, for sure.
I think we've talked lots.
The reason, just like to answer that fully, the reason they're on PTOs is because they don't have a contract. So why do they not have a contract? Let's find out.
I think the PTOs go into this, but halfway through your preseason games, you feel like you're closer to finding that middle six winger that there seems to be a slot for.
Yeah, I don't know if there's nobody that's stepped out, and certainly of it's still in this very same position it was when camp started, very same. And a lot of that's because Naz hasn't played. So it's who fits with Naz and Lindy. Very clear. It's not anything other than that.
I know he's not going to Edmonton tonight,
Yeah.
but you talked about Adam Klapka's performance in Penticton. Just as you evaluate him, what are sort of the strengths that you see are going to be key to him trying to reach his potential?
I think he's got strengths. He's got really good hockey sense, and he's got really good hands. And the obvious is he's a big guy, but anybody could see that. But from a hockey standpoint, those two things stand out for me. His knowledge of the game for a young player, especially coming to North America, and being with the pros. And then number two would be his hands. Like those are two things that you don't do a whole lot of teaching. You either got it or you don't. So the rest will come. It's going to take time. But if you look at all these young guys that haven't got, nobody's talked about it all other than guys that had good first years or were high picks or something like that. He's clearly been above that group.
For Adam Ruzicka, where is he, or how close is he in your mind to doing the things that'll make him a full-time NHLer?
Well, number one, he put a really good summer in. He's got a man's body now, which wasn't there before. That was lifestyle, diet, training, all that, right? So he's taking a big step in those three areas. Now it's in the performance. So this is when you get that opportunity.
You've used the phrase efficient game a few times. What is an efficient game for a Ruzicka or anyone? 200
feet, second, third effort, win puck battles. And that's consistent it's not exclusive to him. You're talking about your tryout players, your older players that are a little bit rusty, all that. That's what comes into it. They get that. I could see it when a player's good enough. I could see it in the game when they're getting there, in practice when they're getting there. But the young guys have to prove it. They haven't proven it.
How close is Andrew Mangiapane to being ready for a game?
Our focus all along was just go day by day and make sure he's progressed right in a game situation and battles. So that's tomorrow's day off for the whole team. So Sunday will be a good evaluation, I think.
You talked about the confidence that Dan Vladar got from the preseason last year. Are you seeing some similarities just in terms of the confidence that maybe a guy like Dustin Wolf is getting here early in
I think
preseason?
all three, it's clearly our strongest position, organization-wise. The three of them have been outstanding right through.
Bye.